1 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the Panzer Lead player. We have MWOMA. Spawn on the top left side as the US Forces of SlingRay. This replay was submitted to me, and I forget who submitted it into me. So, let's go to get started. We got a second Panzer Kettengrad deployed on out. Over here, we got the engineers, barracks, going for Jeep or Rifleman. I'm guessing Jeep. Rifleman. I always guess wrong. Like the Panzer Elite music, so let's get that going. And of course, we interrupted.
Awaiting command. Loud and clear. Send.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling that this is going to be there's maybe a bit toxic language on this one here, because this may now become a grudge match. I'm not going to get in the whole Palestine Israel debate because I don't really know much adequate amount to make a real decent comment on that. So be careful of any sort of. It's going to be toxic language, I'm guessing, or maybe not. Who knows? Engineer squad does find the Panzer Grenadier, who are just now being upgraded G43s. Rifleman engineer is going to try to overrun the Panzer Grenadier squad, and with the 2 squads here, they may have a bit of trouble. We got another Panzer Grenadier behind the light cover, and we've got these Rifleman squads seeing a bit of fire. And over here, we do have the Kettengrad patrolling around. We've got the engineers captured at this point. 2 Panzer Grenadiers over here, getting some good damage there on the Riflemen. Rifleman squad does go ahead and soft retreat away. They are being pursued by the Panzer Grenadiers, but of course the river will slow them down a little bit. After all, walking in water is not the quickest thing, or running in water. And it has to be very, very noisy. Panzer Grenadier is still trying to pursue these forces. He's just going to try to soft retreat away. He's going to get a lot of attrition damage. He's not doing a lot of damage in return. He's doing a decent amount, but nothing too significant. And there's nothing he's retreating back to. So he's splitting up the squads there. He's pursuing the engineer, looks like. Rifleman squad will back away. So this will, of course, allow the riflemen perhaps fall back and regroup quicker. And now the engineers going to be slowly whittled down. Of course, this also makes it so the Panzer Grenadiers not capturing up sectors. We got another Panzer Grenadier here. Kettengrad has stopped capturing up the munitions point. And now we've got this engineer squad falling on back. Point has been captured on up. Got this Panzer Grenadier forcing back that Rifleman squad. Now if you've got the engineers captured this point, and this Rifleman squad advancing forward. You have an early triage center deployed on the field. Usually we see a supply yard and motor pool before a triage center, but either way, it's going to keep his units nice and healthy. And these Panzer Grenadiers are making their way down south. Munitions point being captured on up. And now this cutoff point will be decaptured. Since he hasn't captured the munitions point, this fuel point will be cut off when that point gets decaptured. Panzer Grenadiers coming over here to respond to it. Won't be able to make use of this heavy cover. Could advance over here to this light cover. Oh nope, the Rifleman squad will say nope. So he probably won't be able to interrupt this decapture. He doesn't. The US player does not need to fully capture it because it's just a regular strategic point and it won't be in supply or anything of that sort. Rifleman squad's focusing down the more exposed Panzer Grenadier, which is good. It's also much more wounded compared to the other one. This Panzer Grenadier is advancing forward. Is behind some heavy cover. There's, I think, the first squad as well. We have 4 Panzer Grenadiers squad on the field, as well as 2 Kettengrads. Strategic point being captured on up. We do have the munitions point over here being captured up, but this is the cutoff point that he's cutting off. Notice the Rifleman squads do fall back entirely. Down here is the engineers. They will capture the fuel point. It will not be in supply. But it looks like I'm going to be backing off this point here, try to get into supply. Captain Krod does receive some bullets there from the rifleman squad, so we do have the point being captured up now. And right now, this Captain Krod is doing a good job of just capturing, decapturing, and being also much of a nuisance to the US player. D43 squad could advance, could find a good angle onto this rifleman. It's wounded and down to 2 models. The rifleman squad does fall back nice and early, which does mean he can get healed up. Barracks being employed out something. Sticky bombs. Maybe in this case, maybe a little bit too early. We do got the logistics company I'll be employed on now. Logistics company, he may be eyeing for the 4-man squad upgrade, which I'm a big fan of that upgrade. And that Panzer Grenadier squad does get that point decaptured, which does cut off this munitions and fuel point as well. And the Rifleman squad are going to rectify that quickly.
Composition B is in. Troops can now make sticky bombs.
Sticky bombs now available, and now the Kaliningrad would receive some sticky bombs. We do also have a Panzer command. Let's switch it back over here. Let's see what's pulling out. I see nothing on the build queue. We do got... Wait, that's mortar research. Okay. Is he eyeing for martyrs? Our squad now receiving a bit of fire from these Panzer Grenadiers. We'll probably be forced back relatively soon.
No contact. We await your command.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Rifleman squad trying to get this VP. Panzer Grenadiers are in pursuit. Over here, may see pretty good engagement. 4 Panzer Grenadiers here. We do also have, looks like, 2 riflemen and the flamer engineer.
Forward supply lines are broken.
And now we've got this rifleman squad does fall on back. This rifleman's heading to this heavy cover now. And now we do have a medic station being employed on out. Maybe a little bit too far forward, but it will of course allow him to get medics pretty far out in the field. Also a little bit too exposed. Lucy does cancel it. Very nice. Because right now I think right here is probably a bit of a better spot for that medic station, or around this region here. Just a little bit farther back, but a lot less exposed to small arms fire. And the medic radius of the US medic station is so large, the fact that it may be too large, so the medics charge forward and find already expired casualties. This Panzer Grenadier squad is upgraded STGs, very nice. 4-man squad will really be beneficial for those STGs. Does he have 4-man upgrade? I see them all quite wounded. Maybe they need reinforced. I was really paying attention. Oh, there's a squad size increase I just saw as well. So he does have the 4-man squad now.
The enemy is stealing a victory point from beneath our noses.
Rifleman squads are now making their way up the hill. Strategic point being captured on up. We've got this rifleman squad only going for this strategic point now. And each is going straight for the VP. They are upgraded with a flamethrower.
Ready.
Munitions points has been captured. We do have this fuel point being captured up now, and these rifleman squad heading to this munitions point.
Don't fuck up. Build complete. Squad standing ready.
Our munition stores are under attack.
We do now have the comp group company now deployed on the field. He may be eyeing for the Panzer support command. May not have enough resources, but maybe he already has it queued up. Nope, these guys look like just generally moving forward. US players pushing across all fronts of the map. We got stealth Kaliningrad, which means Luftwaffe ground forces. So no doctrine he's gone for. US player has spent command points as well, so we may have some sort of doctrine selected. It could be infantry for field defenses. It could be armor because there's a both the abilities on both paths. The first abilities are not exposed here. Definitely not airborne though. So it's either infantry or armor.
We are losing a sector.
Mag station now deployed on out. We do have it right here. That is a pretty good spot. Won't receive a lot of small arms fire, and we'll have good coverage on the center of the map, which tends a lot of engagements to happen. We got 3 VPs in favor of the US player at the moment, so the margins of the VPs are greatly shrinking. Now we've got this Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back, and we do have these Panzer Grenadier squads trying to eye some points. Kaliningrad trying to capture this cutoff point, but this point here is preventing the cutoff. This point now being captured on up or decaptured.
Lines are collapsing.
Kaliningrad has claimed the BP on the left flank. And these Panzer Grenadiers are starting to push their way forward. They're currently unupgraded.
We're losing ground out there.
Ooh, this Kaliningrad is severely wounded. Engineers try to get inside the garrison. They do, but they're going to be out of range, so going to receive a lot of bolt action fire there. Rifleman squad could stay behind this light cover, but the 4-man squads does push, make a lot of punch. STG squad does fall back. We do also have this STG squad here as well. This STG squad is on negative ground there. The rifleman now negative ground as well. Landmine was spotted there, or not necessarily spotted, but discovered with a pair of feet. Medic now charging forward, trying to pick up this rifleman casualty there. There's maybe one here as well. Yep, looks like 2 casualties being covered. Oh, I guess he did just had less command points than his opponent, because we do have now airborne infantry available. So I was mistaken on what doctrine. Now we know what doctrine's gone for. Do have the first squad of paratroopers been pulled on out right here. Which of course he will have access to recoilless rifles. Rifleman squad getting some fire onto that Panzer Grenadier. Kaliningrad will manage to sneak his way out of here. Landmine being deployed on out there. Kaliningrad has successfully fjorded the river. And do have another airborne squad being deployed on out. I love how if you click on it nice and early, you get to see the whole drop down. Panzer Grenadier squads do fall back. They have received quite a bit of fire, but they didn't drop a lot of models there, so that's pretty good. Landmine was not fully built. I'm not sure that's good or bad. It means it doesn't get any more casualties, but it means that he could perhaps just wait for it and something else comes over. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward.
We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas.
And that's also one of the worst things you could say. Get something done before Christmas. Because you're never there, never home by Christmas.
Airborne here.
2 rifleman squads. He has upgraded the airborne troops with recoilless rifles. We do now have the support weapons center. I thought it was going to be supply yard. We don't see the supply yard just yet. STGs do find the medic station. That airborne squad has to be very careful not to throw his fire shots into the medic station. Medic station is relatively durable versus STG fire. Rifleman will get a lot of free damage there. Recoilless rifles do miss the medic station, and now the Kaliningrad will say hello and goodbye. Medic station still receiving quite a bit of fire. Let's go and try to really focus it down. Only 3 casualties have been claimed so far, and got another STG. He's going straight mass STGs, isn't he?
We're losing a fuel sector.
And there goes the medic station. SCG squad is advancing forward. Russian rifle squad needs to get that light cover. And needs to focus down the rifleman squad in the river first. Able to receive some extra damage. We've got a fresh airborne squad. We've got a third airborne. And now we also have grenades. Does use suppressive fire there. Does use fired up. Needs to issue a stop order command so he can start actually standing up. And nice grenade there. That Panzer Grenadier squad severely wounded. And does not get wiped out. Kaliningrad does camouflage. And now we do have a supply yard upon the field. He may be eyeing not to go for the motor pool nor tank depot at the current rate.
The supply yard is ready to go.
We're losing a munitions point.
VP, oh not VP, munitions point being decaptured now. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. That's a lot of STGs. Let's switch over to his composition. Yep, just straight up STGs and G43. His opponent's going for a lot of paratroopers and riflemen. And seeing all those paratroopers, he may want to not go for... That looks like the same of a Panther research. I don't really like people's obsession with using Panthers all the time. Come on, bring in some other assets, like the Panzer IV-C. In this case, seeing those airborne troops, you may want to go for other things than a lot of armor. Something more geared towards anti-infantry. If he has Hotchkisses, that wouldn't be half bad either. Get some Warframe upgrades on them.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Airborne troops going for this cutoff point. Very nice. And Riflemen just going to be eyeing for this heavy cover. STG squads have claimed these 2 points. Does find the airborne troops there. And looks like it's going to force back the airborne troops. No problem. We now have a Panther advancing forward. Riflemen do have access to sticky bombs. That was one of the first things he deployed out on the field. Rifle squad has seen quite a bit of fire. Does fully retreat. He does go ahead. He may get wiped out. It depends on what this Panzer Grenadier does. 2 models remain. And looks like he's going to go ahead and run all the way back home with no problem. We also have a observation post on this munitions point. Very nice. He is, of course, airborne. Getting an extra munitions point income would be very, very important, bringing all of this off maps. Rifle squad does force back on the G43 squads.
One of Germany's victory points.
Be capturing up both of those points right now. We do got the Kaliningrad capture the right VP as well. Overall, it's just been a game of mostly just running back and forth capturing VPs. Nothing too significant in like full-on fights.
Our supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
Another airborne squad? That's 4, right? Now there's 4 airborne troops. 1 has not been upgraded with the recoilless rifles as well. We have the paradrop AT guns available as well. And this STG squad looks like will go down to a very nice frag. Not sure if it's from the rifleman squad or one of the paratroopers. Seeing the 6 kills there, it was from the paratroopers. Panther now sending some rounds to the observation post.
Point is ours. What say we lock it down? Listen up, people. Our position is under fire! Order!
STG squad does force back the paratroopers. They did not get the point captured up. I hear a landmine detonation somewhere.
Listen up,
Riflemen, airborne troops capturing up these sectors. Very nice. Over here, we've got the STG squad's advancing forward. We'll see, and G43 squad will see some flamer bursts there from that engineer.
The enemy is down to 300 points.
We're losing a strategic sector.
Panzer Grenadiers receiving quite a bit of fire there from the Rifleman squad. Does fall back nice and early.
Enemy unit down.
Ooh, and looks like the Kettengrad does go down to the Reporter's rifles. Rifleman squad maybe trying to charge forward for a sticky bomb on one of these Panthers, but it is getting whittled down by the Panthers as well. Sticky bomb does get thrown. Let's see what damage it gets. Does get damage and crit there. The airborne troops here does have a close rifle. Rifleman squad does full withdrawal. And this SCG squad will get picked apart by these bars. The squad falls back there, and now we've got a big wave of forces advancing forward. 3 out of the 4 paratroopers do have recoilless rifles, and not to mention, 2 of the paratroopers do have Veteran C1. Good kills there on the paratroopers from the Panther. Though luckily, there's plenty of target practice for them because a bunch of free guys are dropping on in, or not so free guys.
Sector being captured.
We got enemy troop movement!
Rifleman squad does receive quite a bit of damage there. It needs to fall back. I don't think there's a rebuilt medic station either, so the US player could try to get another medic station. Engineers may go down here. Does find a landmine there. Engineers still somehow alive, not being focused down. Gets a full retreat now. And that engineer does receive a bit of fire there. And the engineer squad does fall back. Or Panzer Grenadier. Somehow that engineer does survive.
Our fuel point is being taken by the enemy.
No fear, we got this Panther advancing forward, trying to get some good damage on in. That's what I'm hearing. Panther's advancing forward, trying to throw some rounds there onto the machine gun placement. Pulse rifles, trying to get some good shots there on the Panther. Finds one good hit. And Kettengrad does not receive a sticky bomb there. It does manage to camouflage away. And this Rifleman squad is captured the fuel point now. As Grenadiers advancing forward, is going to see some fire. This is an unupgraded squad, and now do also have the supply drops coming on in. He does not really need the ooh, great grenade there, and a good full squad wipe there.
Territory sector being captured.
He does not really need the MG nor the mortar. No, especially not the mortar. The MG could be a bit useful. Set it on one of the flanks, so the Panthers could displace him, no problem. But maybe grab one MG, put on the left VP, help protect it.
We're losing a munitions point.
Panzer Grenadiers trying to capture up multiple points. SCG squads push some way over to the right.
Supply lines are broken.
Looking to heard a landmine detonation there.
From supply. Forward supply line out there.
Up, sir. Crew, look alive.
AT-gun sitting on up. Good hits there on the barracks. One round does connect.
Supply lines are broken. We have
Panther
territory
down
out
below
of
half
supply.
health. The close rifle does get a rear armor hit there. Another good hit there. AT-gun may find one more shot there. No, does not. Paratroopers now engaged in STJ squad. Does see some cannon fire there from the Panthers. Just on eye for some pot shots across the river. The Recoilless Rifle squad gets tied up right there. Gets stuck by the other squad. Grenade does come forward and does get avoided.
We have a threat to our victory point. Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
I heard a landmine detonation there. Panzer Grenadier squad does receive a
Our
landmine.
supply lines are being threatened.
And this Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back as well. We do have a handful of recoilless rifle hits there. I don't see a sticky bomb being thrown. We have another recoilless assault rifle upgrade.
Forward supply lines are
And
broken.
Panther does get a nice little poke there and will fall back. Gets veterancy 1 while at it. Let's switch over to the other Panzer League player. We do see a verbal wind now pulled out of the field. The verbal wind should be able to be very effective versus these forces, barring all the recoilless rifles. Oh, there's also a US sniper. Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back there.
Fall in, man.
And we also have a lift off ground forces.
Incoming fire.
Oh, verbal wind does see some recoilless rifle there. Lots of recoilless fire here. It does go ahead and suppress the paratrooper squad. Rifleman squad now receiving some auto cannon fire as well. Panzer Grenadier is trying to repair up the verbal wind now. And it looks like the airborne troops are going to try to fire it up, try to pursue this verbal wind. I think it'll take more than just 2 hits to take it out, however. It does get inside the garrison now. It's not exactly a great garrison. The Panzer Grenadiers could wipe them out over here. Got the rifle squads just capture some sectors. And the paratrooper squad does manage to escape on out of there in time.
They're losing a munitions depot.
Over here, got 2 Kaliningrads migrating in front and behind the Panther. Panther slowly advancing forward, getting slowed down by the river.
Territory.
Rifle squad does go and suppress this Panzer Grenadier squad. Throws out frag grenade. Good frag grenade. He may get the full squad out there. He has 4 models. And he does not get the full squad wipe. Decides to full withdrawal now. Kaliningrads migrating to the left. And SCG squads just force back these various squads. Rifleman squad does throw out a sticky bomb onto this Panther. Recoilless rifles now charge on forward. Gets damage to crit there. Lots of fire there, but all of them hits the fence below. SCG squads need to charge forward and draw as much fire as possible. If he... Yep, he does fall back now. He can't really stick around and hunt down that Panther with his STG squads in the region. Good damage there on that rifle squad, but ooh, drops a bar. And the rifleman squad does manage to escape on out of there, but barely.
We finished upgrading.
Victory point secure. No enemy contact.
Orders coming, men. Form up.
Crew ready.
Let's see, we currently right now have 1 verbal win, 5 Panzer Grenadiers, 1 Luftwaffe ground forces, 2 Panthers, 2 Kaliningrads, and he's currently at pop cap. The US player decapturing sectors is actually hurting his opponent with the population. And right now the US player does have a small reserve of munitions, does have access to the air reconnaissance. And bringing in more and more supply drops now. We do have a pair of sniper rifles on the field. His observation post has gone down. He could deploy one up here. He probably should deploy one up there. Recoilless rifles advance forward. Does get a good volley there on the Panther. Does use fired up there, and the next round of recoilless rifles does take out that verbal one, and does fall back with all those paratroopers. There's so many verbal ones there. Not verbal ones, paratroopers with recoilless rifles. VPs now being captured up on the right side. The VPs are very similar, slightly in favor of the US player, but that is slowly counting down against him. Rifle squad could perhaps get a sticky bomb there on this Panther. We've got STG squads here to support. You could just charge forward to get some good damage there on that Rifleman squad. And the Rifle squad will get forced some back. Over here we do have the Panther advancing forward. Rifle squad's trying to charge forward, trying to get some sticky bombs off. And of course got the Panzer Grenadiers captured at that point. Kaliningrads captured the left flank. Now we've got the big wave of course rifles advancing forward.
The enemy is after our victory. Operation posts report we are losing a sector.
Course rifles advancing forward. Got the AT gun finding some hits. We do have only the one AT gun at the moment. We may see fired up on these airborne squads, but right now they're sort of dancing, going the wrong way. Brad does spot some of those forces. And these Panthers are going to be backing on off. They're a little bit wounded. Nothing too significant at the moment. And this Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back as well.
Enemy unit down.
Does stick out that Grad. We got these STGs advancing forward, and got a good snipe hit there. 2 snipe hits onto that Panzer Grenadier. And he has not retreated back, and no additional shots there. I thought they would have got a second shot off. The next section now seems to fire. We got the strength run right there, annihilating those forces. Panzer Grenadiers get forced some back. They didn't lose any models, however, or squads, however. Next section will go on down. It has not managed to cover any additional casualties. I still say right there's probably been a bit better.
Engineers taking heat. Stand to.
Flame Engineers could potentially get some good hits there on this Panzer Grenadier. It's a fresh squad. 2 Flame Engineers in this region, both of them down to 2 members. And over here, got the airborne troops now firing it up, trying to capture up multiple sectors at once. Oh, we do have a Hotchkiss here. Well, I'm going to go with the Warframe upgrade. Panthers advancing forward.
We're losing a munitions point.
MG does go down. AT guns roll some misses there. And now we do have a another supply drop being pulled on out. Here comes a Warframe barrage somewhere over here.
Point captured. Returning
We're
fire.
losing ground out there.
And rolls a whole bunch of misses there. Hotchkiss advances forward. Hotchkiss is relatively durable. But I just see a couple of close rifle hits there.
Forward supply lines are broken. Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Airborne. We got the point.
We're losing ground out there.
Airborne.
SCG squad trying to advance forward. We got this airborne squad here. Not all these Panzer Grenadiers are full reinforced either. Oh, we've got the 2 Panthers advance forward. Still, both of them are a little bit wounded. Looks like they have not been repaired on out.
They lock it down. Airborne.
Paratroopers advancing forward, trying to get some good shots there, get some good hits. And we'll go and fall on back. Paratroopers advancing forward. We've got the STG squads engaging, rifle squads getting in close range. The 3 rifle squads suppresses down one of them. Over here, something got exploded, not so sure what. One of these Hotchkiss is severely wounded. Hotchkiss firing some shots there. Do have a Warframe barrage.
Broken.
It does get a great strafe from there, suppressing the retreating squads. Okay. Did not like suppress the retreating squads like that.
We're losing ground out there.
And this Panzer Grenadier squad will fall back. Before the squad advances forward, we've got the Warframe barrage running on in, trying to hit those forces. This 4-man squad may receive some rockets. And the barrage was quite large, but all of them really missed.
Territory cut off from supply. We are losing contact with one of our sectors.
Now this Panzer Grenadier is going to capture that strategic point. We've got the airborne troops now advancing to the center of the map. Captain Crad has captured the right side of the map as we've got these airborne troops now exhausted from fired up.
We have territory cut off from supply.
Reference squad does advance forward. May see some sticky bombs on this Hotchkiss. Panther does find a hit there as well. Panther has been fully repaired over here. The other one still needs some repairs. Penguin does get
unit
spotted
down.
and immediately annihilated.
I have the point. We hold it.
Watch gets advanced forward. We got the Panther now trying to get some hits.
Airborne ready for duty.
And that grenade was a big whip. The airborne player does have plenty of munitions
Enemy is
for
down
a
to
strafing
200
run. He may
points.
seen it for a bombing run, since it's pretty close to VP's forward.
Airborne took the point. No sign of hands.
And do have a strafing run, perhaps right around here. Great hits there. Getting both these squads pinned. Mortar has been crewed and getting some rounds onto those Panzer Grenadiers. That is over here will be a relatively good spot to help him reach the center of the map.
We have the point, and we're damn well gonna keep it.
Level 1 production has now been researched by the Allies. I'm sort of surprised it was that late.
Point is ours. Point is lock it down. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Hotchkiss now firing a barrage.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Maybe trying to hit this rifleman squad here. Ground Sukhoi all rain a bit short. Panthers does advance forward, trying to get some shots there on the AT gun. AT gun does find a good pin down to this Panther. I got this Panzer Grenadier squad falling on back. Hotchkiss, Panther rotating around, trying to get some shots on these forces. All these airborne troops have been fully reinforced. Taking damage. Oh! The reconnaissance aircraft immediately got shot down, didn't it? I see
Point is being taken by the enemy.
the damage indicator was actually way up here, saying aircraft was something was getting shot up.
We're losing a
Panzer
fuel
Grenadier squad
sector.
does fall back in time. Rifle squads need to start eyeing these VPs. The Allies do have a small lead in VPs. They have capture in its favor. Could make a double and triple capture. But this Panzer Grenadier is going to be captured the central part of the map as well.
We're losing ground out there.
Ostrich is going to try to find some Warferman shots.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
It's a good hit there on the Panzer Grenadier. Rifleman squad does receive a good hit there by the Hotchkiss. Very, very close range barrage. Does get a good hit there. Force back the Rifleman squad. Both of those rounds were pretty good, but bar in the fact that he was retreated back, so it sustained less damage. Hotchkiss is trying to advance forward, trying to get some good shots there. Does take out one of the Rifleman models. And does force the squad to fall back. Rifleman over here pushes way forward. We do have a triple
The
capture
enemy
in
is
favor
down
of the
to
US
100
player.
points.
Got crowd activity over here. Rifles ready, airborne.
We got these 3 airborne troops and 2 snipers in this region. Snipers
Ready.
have 3 kills
Ready.
and 7 kills, not a whole lot. And Grenadiers are just advancing towards the left, trying to get that left VP. And of course, the Rifleman down here does get spotted by the Hotchkiss and Panthers. We've seen a bit of fire there. It has currently dropped 2 models.
Losing ground out there.
And of course, the Panthers can go ahead and crush a bit more terrain than the Hotchkiss.
Enemy fire! Get down!
Just fall back there now. STG squad and all these Panzer Grenadiers capture the left side of the map.
We are losing a fuel point.
That's it. Construction finished.
You have some more landmines being pulled out by the US player. And over here we do have the looks like one of the Rifleman squad dropped a bar. Let's pick up the bar there with the SCG squad. Not a great weapon for the SCG squad to pick up. G43 is how the only squad can really pick it up, as well as the Luftwaffe ground forces, which are not in that region.
Down to 50 points.
Good hits there onto the Hotchkiss. And the Hotchkiss does go down to the mass recoilless rifles. Not sure where that Warframe project had landed. Looks like right around here. Snipers does get a shot there on the flak Irving. It does get decrewed now. You could try recapturing it. It does have some 4-man squads for that purpose. And here comes a strafing run there. Looks a strafing run missed largely against this force. Panther now receiving a bit of fire from these paratroopers. Snipers do both fall back. Does get more shots there, and most of these paratroopers do fall back, barring this wounded one. They have all fallen back now. They may get a wipe on that 2-man squad, but it looks like not. People are spreading out their fire. Flamers advancing forward, trying to get some good damage there onto these Panzer Grenadiers. They need to fall back now.
Enemy unit down.
Is he flaming down its own? Okay, there was actually a squad up there on the one of the Panzer Grenadiers. First thought he was trying to flame down his own bunker.
Casualties being reported.
Third taking hits. Strafing run. Looks like he does get some of these squads suppressed. He does miss the 2 wounded squads that could have gotten him a squad wipe.
They're going after one of our munitions points.
There's there onto the machine gun nest. The machine gun nest will likely go down. 80 guns trying to dissuade the Panther from being in the region, but not doing a good enough job of that. Let's get a good pen there. We do have this Panzer Grenadier squad does fall back.
Airborne, welcome to France.
MG team does go down.
Losing ground out there.
And nope, that's... I don't know why. I thought at first that was a mortar. Panzer Grenadier here down the one last model, trying to capture that munitions point. And over here, got the rifleman squad advancing forward, trying to get some good damage there. Fortune Jaeger squad has been upgraded to FG-42s. But does receive a couple sniper shots there. Now got Veteran 2 and Veteran 1, a sniper. Has managed to find a couple kills in the retreat, but will not get wiped out.
Airborne, ready for duty.
Incendiary grenade thrown, fragmentation grenade thrown, both of them get dodged. Rifleman squad needs to fully withdraw. It's way too wounded to stick around. The Luftwaffe ground forces now seeing a lot of fire from these paratroopers.
We're losing a munitions point.
Panthers have been fully repaired, pushing the way forward once again. We should have the command points here for a bombing run. Breaking run here.
Supply lines are broken.
Let's get a great hit there.
Territory cut off from supply.
So snipers firing away. Got this rifle squad trying to capture that field point.
Forward supply
And the
lines
VPs is
are
not
broken.
looking good for the Panzer Elite player. Down to 35 tickets, while his opponent's at 138. Getting Black Irving actually deployed out on the top, on the left side of the map. Rifleman squad may get wiped out. It does get wiped out.
Casualties.
But we do have actually an incredibly rare item to see of the Flak Irving. Not in the
Supply lines
base.
are broken. We have territory out of supply.
We do have some more munitions being dropped on in.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut
Panzer
off.
Grenadiers are trying to capture a lot of sectors. This point needs to be captured on up. Looks like this Luftwaffe ground force is going to be handling that. And these bandits do have plenty of health remaining. In fact, they're fully healed. Clark Irving does get spotted there, receives some repulse rifle shots. One of them does fall back.
Point is ours.
Our supply
A
lines
landmine
are being
here does get
threatened.
detonated by the mortar.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Airborne in the hot zone!
Panther
Forward
may
supply
get some
lines
hits there
broken.
from the recoilless rifles. We've got the FG-42s advancing forward. Let's get a nice frag grenade there onto the Bolshevik Jaegers. And he does throw a Cine grenade in return. Let's fall back to the airborne
Sector being
squad.
captured.
And up north, we've got these forces capturing up those sectors. AT gun in the region, 2 AT guns in the region.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
And mortars now raining on in, but rolling the larger misses.
Supply lines are broken.
Airborne.
We have
Enemy
territory
unit
cut off
down.
from supply.
Snipers do fall back. Looks like we have some butterfly bombs. US player does not have any more engineers on the field, so he will need to pull out a minesweeper to help clean those up. The Panzer Elite player does have a good reserve of manpower and fuel as well. And right now it has a lot of forces. Does find a landmine right there.
Waiting for orders.
And Falchion Makers do capture that point, while the paratroopers do fall on back.
Standing ready.
Most of the Panzer Elite players going for more flak Irvings, trying to keep these VPs secure. You could actually get a squad inside of the HQ, deploy, upgrade it, and then that way the flak Irving has a health regen. At least their infantry models there, rather than the gun health. 3 US snipers on the field. One of them goes down. It was the unvetted one. We got another medic station pulling out, picking up a unit, and does get annihilated now. SCG squad does engage the airborne squad. Looks like the SCG squad will get some great damage right there. Luftwaffe ground forces do fall back.
The enemy is seizing our territory.
Panzer Grenadiers, first squad of Panzer Grenadiers deployed out on the field. Panthers race forward, trying to dissuade these paratroopers from sticking around. Does receive a shot there. Doesn't receive a hit, however. Rockman will capture up the flanks.
Forward supply lines are broken.
And do have the airborne squad does use fired up. Does receive some automatic weapon fire from the FG-42s.
Superior forces and tactics have reduced the enemy to 50 points.
And receiving a bit too much
We are
damage right
losing
there.
Ammunitions depot. One of our
That point
sectors
should
has
be
been
able to get
cut off.
protected from the Falchion Jaegers. Let's get +1 accuracy now, and the paratrooper squad will likely get wiped out.
An enemy unit has fallen to our might.
Blocking Irving here getting decrewed by the snipers. It takes all 3 shots to take it out. Pulse Rifles does find some hits there onto that Panther. Panther's now down to half health. Oh, and that Repulse Rifle really didn't want to fire up. Fired up has been activated, does get the point decrewed. Looks like a fresh airborne troop deployed on now, trying to get that point decaptured. The VPs are now very, very similar, 35 to 35. Let's get a great crush there, annihilating that airborne squad. AT gun, oh, that's a AT gun and a airborne squad. Let's pick up the flak Irving himself. This airborne squad needs to start to capture that point. Snipers currently camouflage this region. It's contesting the central part of the map, and the Panzer Elite player has a firm grasp over there. AT gun does get decrewed. Stinky bomb was. No, that's demolition charge.
The enemy is down to
There's a good hit down the Panthers. Snipers do find a hit there on the Falchion Jaegers. And we do have a recon run coming over here.
We have eliminated the enemy once more.
It's still a triple capture against the US player, and there's no way we can capture up those points now. So that's going to be the end of the replay. This is Ann Great saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And done. Yep, on to the next replay.